Picture this. You are packing for a big business trip. You have flights to catch, meetings to attend, and a dozen different people telling you what to do to get ready. Before you even leave the house, your travel buddy checks the weather and says, you should pack a heavy jacket. In English, the word should is a gentle nudge. Your buddy is offering their opinion. They think a jacket is a good idea, but the choice is entirely up to you. You can pack the jacket, or you can leave it behind. The negative version works exactly the same way. If they tell you you shouldn't bring those heavy boots, it is a friendly warning, not a strict rule. Using should creates a social dynamic of helpfulness. If you decide to ignore the advice and leave the jacket at home, you aren't breaking any rules. Now, you arrive at the airport. You look up and see a formal sign. Passengers must have a ticket. At the exact same time, your phone buzzes. It's a text from your boss saying, you have to be at the gate by 8 a.m. Both of these statements are obligations, but they belong in different environments. The word must is reserved almost exclusively for formal written regulations, but when we speak to each other in daily life, have to is the standard way to express an obligation. We use have to when the requirement comes from the situation around us. The boss set the meeting time, and the airline set the flight schedule. The rule comes from the outside. There is one major exception where you will hear must spoken out loud. We use it when an obligation comes directly from our own strong internal feelings. For example, if you suddenly realize you forgot a gift, you might say, I must buy a souvenir for my daughter. If you want to sound completely natural in conversation, simply default to using have to whenever you talk about rules. It is the easiest way to sound like a native speaker rather than a walking textbook. Let's bring back your travel buddy for a moment. If they really love a local cafe, they won't say, you should try the coffee. They'll upgrade it to, you must try the coffee, or you have to try the coffee. Swapping out should turns a gentle suggestion into an emphatic, enthusiastic command. But here is where English learners get stuck. The moment we make these words negative, their meanings pull apart entirely. Look at this split-screen diagram to see how this works. On the left side, imagine you walk up to a VIP lounge, and the sign says, visitors must not enter. On the right side, imagine your boss tells you that for tomorrow's meeting, you don't have to wear a suit. Looking back at the first scenario, must not means the action is strictly forbidden. You have absolutely zero choice in the matter. Do not enter that room. But in the second scenario, don't have to means the action is completely non-essential. You can wear a suit if you really want to, or you can wear something comfortable. It is entirely your choice. And just like earlier, native speakers rarely say must not out loud. If a friend were stopping you from entering the VIP lounge, they would simply say, you can't go in there. Adding a negative word destroys any similarity between these verbs. They move from being cousins to being complete opposites. One means an action is strictly forbidden, and the other means you are totally free. Let's lock this in with a quick translation drill. We are going to take formal, written rules and translate them into natural, everyday spoken English. If a restaurant bathroom sign says, all employees must wash hands, how do the employees actually talk about it? They say, we have to wash our hands. If a traffic sign says, mobile phones must not be used, what do you tell your friend in the passenger seat? You say, I can't use my phone while driving. To sum it all up, use should and shouldn't exclusively to offer helpful opinions and gentle advice. Keep must reserved for rigid written regulations or for expressing overwhelmingly strong personal feelings. And finally, default to have to and don't have to for all the everyday conversational rules and optional tasks you encounter. Knowing when to use each verb allows you to signal the difference between a helpful suggestion and a strict requirement. Now it's your turn. If I were a tourist visiting your hometown, what is one piece of advice you would give me? Leave a comment using the word should below.